Hello, I'm Geraldine Gray. I'm a Salesforce MVP. Welcome to AppExchange Mavericks. I'm here today with Steve from Boomi. Steve, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about how you came to work for Boomi, and tell us about the product, please.
Yeah, will do. Awesome. So I'm Steve Wood. I'm the Chief Product Officer of Boomi. I've been in the position about a year and a half, though I've been a startup guy my whole career in the workflow space. So I started a business in, around 2002, 2003, and actually very early became an AppExchange partner. So I've known about the AppExchange for quite a long time. I sold that business to Salesforce in December of 2009, and that became Visual Workflow and then Lightning Process Builder, Lightning Flow, stuff like that within the platform, and I ran all the point-and-click tooling for Salesforce for a while. I then left in May of 2013. I started another workflow company because apparently I'm addicted to workflow. And thankfully Mark Benioff put some money into it, which was great. And then I sold that business to Boomi in March of 2017. So I've been in the space for a while.
17
in terms
years.
of Boomi, yeah, it's been a long journey for sure. In terms of Boomi, Boomi actually, so I've known Boomi for a while actually as well. I knew it through my time at Salesforce, but Boomi started as an integration business for connecting SaaS applications. So mainly its secret sauce was going from on-prem to cloud. That was its initial foray into the market, if you like. It did that extremely well because of its architecture. But then it's since expanded its footprint from connecting applications and connecting data sources to EDI, so it can do things like modern and traditional protocols for moving data between you and your partners. Then moved into API management, which was the ability to actually compose and publish APIs in a secure, throttleable way. Moved into data quality with hubs, the ability to synchronize and enrich your data as well as improve data quality. And then acquired my business in the workflow space. So end to end, Boomi can really connect everything from people through APIs, high quality data, through partners, all the way down to your infrastructure and your things. Boomi can connect everything together. That's its kind of its big play.
So Steve, can you tell us a little bit about how Boomi is uniquely suited to accelerate business outcomes for Salesforce customers?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the big part of Boomi is that it's on one platform, and even with the acquisition of Flow, my business, prior, was that everything is very well architected. So in the sense of where you often get with vendors who provide the breadth of capability that we have, that you kind of have a lot of architectural overlap because they've bought a number of vendors, they have overlapping features, and it's quite difficult to compose an end-to-end outcome on these platforms. With Boomi, and even when I was running the Flow business, I already knew about iPaaS. So we made a point of not going into that space. And when we came together, we really did have this unified picture for customers. So one, it's architected very well. But when you think about the solutions that we can deliver lots of things. We can deliver people-centric workflows. So for example, if customers of Service Cloud can build workflows to drive customer conversations, to handle workflow across teams and collaboration, that could be powered by Boomi at the top. Clearly, with Salesforce, you want to be able to expose the data in real time, but that has to be secure and scalable. So we have an API product that can bring data in real time to the Salesforce customer as a REST API that they can compose within their Force.com applications. We have data quality built in with our hub piece, so that's obviously critical, including managing data quality not just in Salesforce, but in other applications you may be using in the whole solution. And then we have our EDI product. So like any business, they're usually not operating in a silo, so there's data that comes from partners. We can manage that as well. And then finally, with the integration piece, you can deploy into the cloud, you can deploy on-prem, you can deploy onto devices and things on the edge. So you can drive these end-to-end solutions. I think one customer example that really springs to mind is Jack in the Box, actually. So what was unique about their situation was that they have 2,200 plus retail locations. And typically that'd be quite a big job to do. Like if you imagine if installing software on 2,000 retail locations would be a tough thing to manage, particularly if they have to upgrade it by hand. And this is where the Boomi architecture really sings, because we can put our technology behind their firewall in the retail location where they don't have any IT expertise, and we can manage data right at the point of sale, manage the workflow of the customer right at the point of sale. So for example, customer drives up and we can scan their license plate and then determine what their meal might be using the data that's locally at that location. But we can also manage it all behind their firewall, but we update and manage it all centrally. So for IT, for Jack in the Box, the key reason they chose Boomi was that they could, from a single control plane, manage all of their applications that are running out in the retail locations, update them and manage them, as well as Boomi. We do 11 updates a year, so everything that they're on is always the latest and greatest. So they get the best of cloud, as well as the ability to execute very locally at the edge.
Steve, if you had to pick 5 words or adjectives that describe Boomi, what would they be and why?
Sure, okay. So I guess I would go with quick, easy, cloud, open, neutral. I'd say quick because our customers say that they get rapid time to value. That's the thing that we always win on. When we go up again in competitive situations, people are always like, wow, we got to value super fast. Easy, I think, helps drive that time to wow moment of actually being able to get something done. But also we bring a lot of stakeholders in terms of other personas being able to build on the platform. Cloud, I think that's super important to mention. It's not always like obvious, but we bring the benefits of cloud computing with like automatic upgrades and automatic management for you, despite the fact that our technology can run behind your firewall. And actually a lot of our customers do on-prem to on-prem, which is cool. Open, because we need to be open. It's part of like a key thing of being a middleware technology that we can be open to all vendors and all ecosystems. And neutral, sort of an extension of that, which is that we're neutral to application ecosystems, we're neutral to customers, so customers can kind of rely on the fact that we just want to make sure everything works beautifully together.
So let's talk about the underlying technology. What is Boomi's secret sauce?
Yeah, in terms of the Boomi secret sauce, I'd say it's the architecture. And I spoke a bit about that earlier, about the ease of the architecture, but it's also important in terms of how people use it and how productive they can be with it. So for example, we're a low-code platform. We want to make sure that the professional developers are as productive as the point-and-click users, but also that we're solving the tough technical challenges you're going to get hit with in building these end-to-end solutions, but in the right way, so that what you get out of the platform is the right sort of solution. So I'll give you an example of that. I mean, with our Atom, which I talked about a little bit earlier, but it's the ability to run your workloads behind your firewall, on your cloud, like Amazon or AWS or whatever it might be, in a hybrid environment. We've even run them on Raspberry Pis, actually, which is pretty cool. So you can run like an Atom on a refrigerator. It can run like on a device that small, all the way up to in the cloud and highly scalable environments. So we're kind of handling that architecture where we know we're in this hybrid multi-cloud world. So that's something that customers are challenged with. But then further up the stack through your ability to compose APIs and even up into the workflow layer, our customers are really happy with how things are architected with very good API cover, open frameworks to code against if any code is needed whatsoever. Even into the mobile space, we have a mobile offline framework, which actually some of our Salesforce customers enjoy for building complex mobile applications. So kind of end-to-end, customers feel like they've got a well-architected solution on a solid platform. And that's our sort of secret sauce. It's quick and easy to do, but the result you get is really incredibly architected.
So Steve, we heard about Jack in the Box, but maybe you can share another customer success story, something that really stands out in your mind?
Yeah, sure. I think there's two, Origin Energy and Sky. Origin Energy is an energy provider out in Australia, and Sky is a media company in the UK, which you probably might have heard of, Geraldine being from there. But Origin Energy, they do a lot of work out in the field where they're doing field service work, and they use Boomi to manage a mobile application that works offline and can then synchronize their data back to all their key systems. So they're using our full stack to deliver that solution from the mobile app, the offline capabilities, to the APIs, all the way down to the connected to their systems, which is just a nice end-to-end use case, which I really like. With Sky, I think I really like the Sky story because it was a story of people. It was like we spoke to the Sky customer and they'd said, our call center people are really actually unhappy. They get up in the morning and they're like, well, actually, we don't enjoy our day. And the reason why they don't enjoy their day was because customers would call in about broadband issues and they wouldn't be able to solve them. So it was a bit of a kind of soul-crushing environment to work within. And what Boomi did was we came in and said, well, actually, we can deploy Boomi across this very hybrid landscape of technologies and devices and things to allow Sky to detect issues in modems and then surface that information up to the agents in real time. And that dramatically improved their customer success, dramatically improved the confidence of the agents, and dramatically improved their general happiness.
So customers are able to use Boomi to connect when they've got disconnected devices in the field, and then they're also able to connect to disparate devices that might be in a consumer's home.
Correct, yeah. So it's a really awesome end-to-end story with those two customers.
So if I'm a Salesforce system admin looking for a low-code integration platform, or perhaps I'm an integration engineer or a CIO, where should I go to learn more about Boomi?
Well, the first place to go would be the AppExchange. We have a listing there that you can check out, as well as our website. We've got tons of information there. You can check out customer stories, particularly to Salesforce, as well as Salesforce demos in both places. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I think people should go there. They can even pick up some free training to see how easy it is to implement. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again.
Great, thank you.